This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Now, back to the interview from a few minutes ago with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. The best of the morning X. 99X.
We're talking to Dolores from the Cranberries. So is that symbolic of the title of the record now, Bury the Hatchet, that it's time to just go out and have fun now?
Yeah, and to just kind of forget everything that happened and not to kind of going around thinking about the past, but to learn from it. But yeah, I mean, God, there's never ever been any tension among the four of us. We've always stuck really close together. So,
When the pages of the magazines, we saw your storybook wedding. Are you living in some castle somewhere now, or what are you doing? They showed you out at some castle, or where'd you get married?
I got married in Holy Cross Abbey. It's an early 11th century abbey where it used to be a monastery. Mm-hmm. And we got married there because, I love the Abbey. I used to go there when I was a child and stuff.
The pictures were beautiful.
It's a really gorgeous place, it's very dreamy kind of, really. But it's Catholic, it's consecrated grounds and everything, so it was fine.
People who have seen you in interviews might say, that Dolores O'Riordan, she's a very serious person. Very serious person. Would you describe yourself the same way?
I can be serious when people are being serious to me, but I'm the biggest messer. When you want to mess, I mess, It's like, So.
Well, you had also said that you were very shy initially when you started performing, and to this day you're still shy.
Yeah, shy people as well become kind of serious when there's cameras on them and when there's people looking at them. Shy people kind of go, whereas people who aren't shy are just always like, themselves and whatever.
You at one point had no privacy. You said people were showing up at your doorstep when you were pregnant, driving by to see where you lived, and you finally moved.
Yeah, that's right. But it's kind of changed now because I have a house that's it's in the middle of it's actually a 300-acre stud farm, a lot of horses and dogs, and this is totally up my alley. And it's the first time I'd say in years that I've had a home. Because all through the 7 years that we were touring, I didn't have a base. I got married, still didn't have a home. We kind of had a holiday home in Canada. But to me, I have to be in Ireland to feel at home. You see, when you grow up in Ireland, it's a tiny country.
Yeah.
And you just don't feel at home unless you're there.
Right.
It's the accent. It's that family feeling that you get from the Irish people in Ireland, So I'm really glad I lived there, and it's great to be back.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I have an Old English sheepdog and an Irish wolfhound.
What are their names?
The wolfhound is called Butch, and the sheepdog's called Gina.
Butch and Gina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, if your son wants to grow up to be in a rock band, how will you feel about that?
I don't mind what he does, I really don't. I love him unconditionally,
Do you feel differently now that you have a child? Because one of the things that's very big and being talked about, not only in this country, but specifically in this area, is how much music influences the behavior of kids who are very moldable, kids who are 12, 13 years old. And there are a lot of people who think that kids do a lot of bad things because of what they hear in lyrics and, the whole labeling of lyrics. And you have a kid now. Does your view on that change a little bit now that you have a child?
No, I'm confident that I'm going to be a really, really good mother. I am a really good mother. Every day I'm with him, and he's a great kid. He's a very happy kid. I think if you love your child and you have time for your child and you wanted your child and you want your child every day, I think that you guide their minds and you sculpt the people that they are. If your child is strong and they know who they are, they're not going to go, okay, let's go, crack someone's skull. They're not going to be violent unless you're not looking after them. I think a lot of it boils down to the parents and how much, to me, I had buddies who were lunatics, come on, let's rob a car, let's break into this shop. But I was like, no, I'm going home now. This is where I go home. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to be in jail. But I had some friends who didn't give a toss. They'd go off and do it. But those friends were the ones whose parents weren't really around.
Parents that lose grasp of them.
Right.
And the parents won't admit
lonely.
it, but they just kind of slowly, the kids start doing their own thing, and they get it set up with the wrong people, and then they're out doing stupid things.
Is there music, let's say, or are there artists who, let's say your child was 12, let's say Taylor was 12, and started bringing home certain types of music that you would rather he not have because of the content?
Yeah. Obviously, like, I mean, you know, obviously the offensive artists, you know, the ones that are generally like, you know, there's kind of labels
That has the label on it.
Yeah, but I just kind of don't think my son would do that. But
you would draw that line. And
Stuff
say,
like Sarah
Oh, yeah.
McLachlan and stuff like that.
beat your man up with a sledge kind of songs.
Well, you said you said under no circumstance would he be allowed to hear Spice Girls. You said
Or any of the
you did
boy
say-
band.
I said he did, but you know, I'd have to lock him in the room for an extra 3 hours after hearing it as
All
punishment.
right.
No, I'm only slagging. No, I know
If you
he's
had to
going to come
play-
home with that stuff soon.
If you had to play one Cranberry song for Taylor to define, you know, your sound, which would it be?
I probably You and Me. That's kind of a special one because I remember he was very small when we were recording it, and he was in the studio because he was just born, and I brought him into the studio. I mean, I recorded when I was 7 months pregnant, and then after I had him, I was still breastfeeding, and we went in recording some songs. So I brought him over, obviously, you know, you got to do that. You're being a mom, but you're being a singer
Right.
as well. So, but there was one song, You and Me, and his name was in the song, and every time he'd look up and he kind of smile, and he knew. And it was so cute. And to this day now, he kind of, you know, he's...
Man, look
kinda
at
like
the
a smug
smile.
thing. Mama's singing for me, you know. But to him, he thinks everybody's mommy's a singer. You know, he's a kid.
Right,
like,
right. Kids don't know.
They don't know the difference. And it's
See
great,
that
you know?
smile and glow that just came over her when she was telling that story? I mean,
Yeah.
it's awesome to see you so happy and back, you know, mellowed out, not all tensed up. And
Yeah.
I hate the business.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the business sucks, but I'm over that now. I've moved on.
Well, you probably have a little more control than you did when you first came around.
Yeah, I think like we've arranged kind of... What we do is we just don't get involved at all. The 4 band members, we just keep our distance and we just have people who do it for us instead. It's better that way for us.
We'll
you
sing,
know?
we'll do albums, but I control it, not you.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it hard for you earlier then to enjoy your success when you were selling millions of records? I believe you sold 28 million records worldwide. Was that just really difficult at a young age to be so successful and take it in?
I think at the time you're just so out of it. Like you're just so like. I mean, I used to come off stage and I'd hit the wine straight away. I hadn't a clue what was going on. To be totally honest, it didn't really hit me until I guess about into the 3rd album. It suddenly struck. God, you know, wow. For some reason, it just didn't hit. You know, because we were just working all the time and. Every time you're not working, it was like, give me a glass of wine, I need to unwind, you know, kind of thing. So you're just kind of always getting away from it. You never sit down and really think about it, you know.
More of this interview you don't want to miss is back in minutes on the Best of the Morning X 99X.
Hi, I'm Joe Salciha, host of the Stacking Benjamin Show. Every week, we talk to experts about personal finance trends.
While we were talking, I had to jump on ChatGPT real quick.
ChatGPT said, cut up the cards.
It said, hey, knucklehead, weren't you just talking about investing in dollar cost averaging? Why don't you save a few bucks?
You never knew personal finance could be this fun.
If you're bored, don't start messing with your investment.
Get a hobby, man.
Get into photography.
Buy an airplane.
Guess what investment I made? The one that keeps on giving. Stacking Benjamins. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.